If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, we have Lisa Mauldin on the show. She returns to action next Friday, taking on Hailey Cowan in Belton, Texas, in the co-main event of LFA 78, which is going to air on UFC Fight Pass. Some great news we got on Saturday night during the UFC 244 card. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, this is exciting. The immediate future of LFA was a little bit in question because of the TV deal thing that was going on for the last couple of months. Subsequently, a couple events were canceled because of it. But now a new home has been found on UFC Fight Pass. So the event and the fight will go on as scheduled. This is great news for you and the organization for sure. How did you react to getting the news that this event would go on and that LFA is a new TV partner?
Oh man, I was super excited just finding that out, and it was kind of all of a sudden for me. So I just made it even more like uh exciting. I don't know. It's really cool, and it's very exciting for me. Different experience and a new opportunity. So
Were you
I'm very
nervous
excited.
at all considering the last couple of cards were canceled? When did you find out that you were good to go and that this fight was going to happen?
No, I wasn't nervous at all. I just take it as it goes. With stuff being canceled, it doesn't affect me in any way. I just stay focused and stick to my fight camp, and yeah, just stay ready. I did suffer an injury, however, so I had to like be out of the fight game for a little bit. So as soon as I was ready to go, I was full force back into camp.
So going through and doing some research heading into this conversation, your amateur career sort of spread out over several years, but last year you turned pro and you've been super active ever since. You did mention an injury that kind of set you back slightly, but how did this journey into MMA and competing in the cage begin for you?
How did it begin? Well, okay. So at a younger, or like my teenage, long story short, I started off doing karate. Found out that I wasn't really good at it, so we kind of like, I had brothers and sisters that had competed with me as well, so we transitioned to MMA. So we picked up Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu. I kind of stuck to Muay Thai in a way. My brothers and sisters, they did the both. So competing at an amateur for MMA, I did do one fight. I actually like suffered an injury. I broke my nose, and then like I don't know. That was my first fight, and I was like, shit, I really like this stuff. I like the feeling of putting myself to the test. Just it was a great experience. Even though majority of my fights were Muay Thai, but I like to compete. I like everything about it. Um, so after competing for so long, I took a break in between, and then I picked up again, talked to my coach, Colin Oyama, and we decided to have a few more amateur fights in MMA. Once I did those, we were talking about turning professionally, and then boom, we did it. So it's a little bit of a game plan to get to where we want to be in the future. So here we are, like with Hailey Cowan.
Do you remember what that first amateur fight was like? I know you broke your nose and you came out of it and you were like, man, this is cool, this is fun. But do you remember like the feelings you had heading into that first fight, like walking down the aisle,
Oh,
getting into the cage?
I definitely do. I'll never forget. You'll never forget those moments, especially when it's like your first fight. So I was definitely like nervous. I was like taking it all in. I was in the cage and I was just looking around. I was like, oh my God, I'm in this. I'm really gonna do this right now. And then like I was looking across the cage and I could see this girl. She was like, oh, she wants to beat me up. She wants to kick my ass right now. I can sense that energy, and I was like, we're really gonna do this. I think it was like oh yeah, it was the first round. She cracked me good, and she busted my nose. I was like, oh shit, we really in a fight. So like and that's when like like certain things just take over. Uh, the fighting skills, like I don't know, when it gets to the ground, things just come together. Jujitsu comes into play. I don't know, like how do you, I can't even really explain it. Just like certain things just go together. You're not thinking like certain things. I don't know how to explain this.
Well, you're a fighter. I mean, this is all
I
great
don't know,
because
like there's certain things just like fall into place and like, yeah.
I have to live vicariously through you fighters because I'm not doing it.
Oh,
I'm not doing it.
yeah. You should try one, just one.
Just try one? Oh my God, my
Take
wife would
it.
kill me.
No.
I'm getting up there in age, so I gotta. If I'm gonna do this, I gotta do this fast. I'm on the. I'm neighboring the 40s at this point, so
Dude,
I gotta jump in there quick if I'm gonna do
same.
this. You're gonna have to train me though.
Yeah, man, come over. Headgear, outfits, and guards.
Yeah, nice 38-hour drive to California for me, but we'll see. Now we're going down this rabbit hole that I may not be able to get myself out of here. So let's talk about your team. You train with Team Oyama, and so many fighters have done big things from that team. So many fighters from that team are on the come up as well. You got fighters like Carlos Esparza, Ian McCall was there for a while. Louis Smolka is there now, doing very well. He had a great performance in his last fight in Vancouver. Just to name a few, how important and beneficial has that environment been for you in your evolution as a martial artist?
Oh, it's great just to see like where they started as a fighter and then where they're at now. It's very motivating and it's very inspiring, and all their hard work, what they have achieved it lits the fire under your ass, and it's like it's to see like where uh, they started and where they are now is just it's great to see, and something I look up to, honestly. Um, Not just myself. There's other fighters that I train with, and they feel this exactly the same. So these are the people that we are the fighters that we do look up to. So, and they kind of set that path, or set that um I want to just kind of set a way like how we should, or not how we should, but like how you can go, like how you can overcome certain things, adversities, and how you can deal with pressure, a lot of things. So it's an honor, it's a privilege, it's something that you shouldn't be taking for granted to work with these fighters. So I'm very thankful.
You fight Hailey Cowan next weekend, who's been on a nice run right now, 4 wins in a row. Her only loss was to Victoria Leonardo, who is one of the bright prospects in women's MMA right now. Is Hailey someone that's been on your radar? Did you know much about her when the fight was offered to you?
Yeah, I actually saw her when she knocked that girl out with the head kick. I was like, dang, that was a pretty heavy kick. No, I've heard of her. Um, she hasn't really actually been on my radar. I just knew that she would be a good opponent. I just didn't know if we were ever gonna cross paths. You never know in these situations. I wasn't even like signed with LFA yet, but I did know of her. So honestly, so right now this is just like good. Her fighting style, my fighting style, us together in a cage on the 15th on UFC Fight Pass. It just works out perfectly. I think it was just great. It was exciting, and I can't wait to see how like this fight's gonna turn out.
We mentioned your team at Team Oyama, and the gym is full of great fighters. So we talked about who are some of the folks, some of the training partners you've been working with to get you ready for this fight.
My girl Brittany Cloudy Storm. Oh man, this girl, she's a terror. She look out for her. She's making her way through the 25ers too. She just had a fight with Lights Out Promotion. She choked out the girl in the third round. It was good. My other girl, Flo, we call her Flo. Her name is Flor. She's from Tahiti. Some of the other guys on the team, they've been helping me. Gianni's been helping me with some of my jiu-jitsu. Budu Matt, my jiu-jitsu instructor. Of course, Colin Oyama, he helps me always with my striking. As a team, nobody, like, there's no like specific partners that you work with. We work with everybody. Everybody is just here to help each other. So there's no I in team. So
There you go. And Hailey is from Texas. She'll have a little bit of a home field advantage, so to speak. Do you enjoy that sort of away team mentality of going into someone's comfort area and getting a win, disappointing some people in the process, or do you not even pay attention to that kind of thing?
Nope, I just go in there and I just gotta execute my game plan. I just know, like, it's not my goal to disappoint anybody. It's just go in there and just fight. That's my thing. Go in there and fight. I don't really care what people think.
There you go. What is there to do in Belton, Texas? Have you researched the area at all?
No, so I hear like Texas has good barbecue, so I'm looking into barbecue after this fight or after this weekend. We'll see. I hear they have great barbecue, so no, I haven't done much research. Me and my my other coach, Alex Perez, we've been talking about like finding out things to do in Texas. So we'll see once we get there.
It's a huge state. How do you see this all playing out next Friday night at LFA 78? Co-main event, big fight against a very exciting fighter in Hailey Cowan. How do you see this all playing out?
Oh, I see it playing out. Me getting a win. That's first and foremost. I don't know how. We'll see how the fight goes. I'm not gonna say anything, but I see myself winning. So.
So a win on Friday puts you at 4-1, 2-0 in LFA, and Hailey's a nice name to add to the resume. And I know we're not overlooking Friday night, but what kinds of goals have you set for yourself in 2020? And to sort of add to that, what is sort of that brass ring you hope to grab in this crazy sport of mixed martial arts? What's the long-term goal with this crazy sport of ours?
That's the thing. I know where I want to get to. I kind of like don't want to be that person to say what I'm gonna do. But I have those goals, and I kind of want to keep those to myself. But long term, one of them would be like to obviously get into the UFC. That would be like big a goal of mine that I want to accomplish in just mixed martial arts itself. We'll see how like 2020 plays out. After like I don't know how long I'm gonna be with LFA. We'll see like. I have to talk to my coaches and my management, see what's up next. So we'll see. I have to talk to them first. So stay tuned to it.
Is it just sort of one fight at a time with LFA, or are you in like more of a longer term deal with them?
It's not one fight at a time. We are in a contract right now, but that's something I've got to talk to them about.
All right, fair enough. Staying humble. I get it. Totally understand. Lisa Mauldin getting ready to take on Hailey Cowan in the co-main event of LFA 78 next Friday night live on UFC Fight Pass. One heck of a fight at 125 pounds. Lisa, thank you for the time. Before I let you go, let the folks know where they can find and follow you on the web, social media, any shout outs, anything else you want to get off your chest. The floor is yours.
Oh man, there's so much I want to get off. All my sponsors, guys, Rick Alicorn with ATTC, my sponsor, Tough Teeth, Team Oyama, my gym, they supported me from day one. There's so many people I want to thank. My family, my parents that have like supported me mostly. My teammates, Brittany, Flo, Christian, Gianni, Alex Perez, dude, so my smart homegirl clothing, Total Aggression clothing. I'm probably forgetting some people. Feel bad, but all you guys, I love you all. Thank you. I would have got to this point in my career if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. If I forgot somebody, I'm sorry.
The sponsor stuff's the hardest part of doing interviews, I feel, for fighters.
I know.
So many people to thank. This wasn't so bad, right? This wasn't bad.
No, this was good.
I don't know, it gets a little nerve wracking, but the more you win, the more you're going to be doing this, and the more comfortable you're going to be.
Yeah. If you have to edit anything, please edit it. That's all I can retard.
I got you. Don't worry. Thank you for the time. Great stuff, and I wish you all the best next Friday night in Texas.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.